NRL time. Let's go. Round 9 is about to be underway in a few hours. So, of course, we're going to do our tips and predictions for this week and also the round 8 recap. We're going to start with the round 8 recap. You know how it go. But look, sub to the channel, like the video. I appreciate all the support, and I do want to apologize over the last 2 weeks. I have not been doing. I've been doing like 3 games, which is still cool, but just not to my standard. I'm trying to do not if not every game, at least like 6 out of the 8 games every week. That's just how I want to do it. Make sure y'all show me some support, man. Hit that like button on all of these videos just so the channel can keep growing. The boy gonna be motivated to keep grinding. But anyway, last week we're gonna do a real quick recap of last week. I did okay last week. Picked the West Tigers over the Raiders. Of course, I told you I wasn't going to be picking against the West Tigers for the foreseeable future. They got another dub. They is balling, bro, which is super surprising. And I love an underdog story. So I actually been pulling for the West Tigers a lot lately. So West Tigers over the Raiders. The Cowboys bounce back from last week, and they end up beating the Sharks. Didn't see that one coming, but Cowboys ball sometimes, and then like it'll be like they ball this week, and then the very next week they do horrible. But they did pull out the dub against the Sharks. Broncos stayed on the roll without Reese 2 games in a row. I think they 2-1 without Reese, and they've been playing pretty good. They beat the Bulldogs 32-12. And then the Roosters BT. First of all, the Dragons is some shit. I tell y'all every week how terrible the Dragons is, and then they just proved it again. The Roosters dropped 62 on them boys. Wow, I'm telling you straight. Wow. My Warriors pulled off a tough dub up against the Dolphins, 20-18. Definitely a good game right there. Roosters pounded on the Storm. The Storm is another team that's really been surprising me this year, just on the opposite end. They surprising me with how weak they actually is. But Roosters beat the Storm. Panthers, of course, I picked, and they beat up on the Knights. And then the Sea Eagles end up beating the Ills, and the Titans had a bye week. So overall, I did pretty decent on that round. We're going to be going a little bit crazier how we was for like the first 6 rounds. So expect massive reaction. So like I said, man, sub up. Let me know your team down in the comments. But on to round 9. I haven't even looked at these games yet, so I'm going to be just doing these on the fly. Round 9, starting off, we got the Cowboys versus the Bulldogs. I just said how the Cowboys play good and then they stink it up. So I'm actually leaning towards the Bulldogs on this one. Something is telling me to pick the Cowboys, but I'm picking the Bulldogs just because I just don't see the Cowboys just seem like they can't put a couple good weeks in a row together. So I am going to take the underdogs and pick the Bulldogs on this one. Next, we got the Dolphins versus the Storm. The Storm is 16th out of 17 teams. Super surprising, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm going with the trend for the Storm to keep losing on this one. So I'm going with the Dolphins. Then we got the Titans versus the Raiders. Another 2 teams that's really scrubs, but then they play good the following week. I'm picking the Raiders on this one. I thought the Titans was going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I mean, they is 13th. The Raiders is 14th, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Raiders on this one. The Ills versus the Warriors. Do I even need to say who I'm picking on this one? Come on, man. We picking the Warriors on this one. Next, we got the Roosters versus the Broncos. How good the Roosters played last week. I'm actually scared to pick against them, but I think the Broncos is trending in the right direction even without Reese. They won 2 in a row without the boy, and I think they gonna make it a third. But I really like the I'm having a hard time saying the Broncos over the Roosters. Ooh, word two. Word two. I'm going with the. No, I'm not going with the Roosters. No. I'm going with the Broncos. I was this close to picking the Roosters. I'm going with the Broncos. And then we got the Knights versus the Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs been balling. Rabbitohs been balling. I do think the Knights is better than what they've been playing, but I gotta go Roosters on this one. And then we got the Sharks over the Sharks and the West Tigers. I'm going West Tigers. I think they're gonna give BTA to the Sharks just because the West Tigers have been playing extremely good, extremely. And then Panthers over the Sea Eagles. That to me, simply put, is a no-brainer. And the worst team in the league got a bye week, which they need. So let them sit at home and think about life. That's what they need to do. Reevaluate everything they got going on. I'm happy the Dragons got a bye week. Get them get them out of here. They should start treating them like the Premier League on soccer. The weakest team got to go. Weakest team got to go, man. But real quick recap: Bulldogs, Cowboys, Bulldogs. Dolphins over the Storm is who I'm picking. Raiders over the Titans. Warriors over the Eels. Broncos over the Roosters. I'm going Rabbitohs over the Knights. West Tigers over the Sharks, and then the Panthers over the Sea Eagles. It is what it is, man. Let me know what y'all think about these picks in the comments, and also let me know your pick, and then also let me know your team. You know what I'm saying? Don't put your like I get it. I always pick the Warriors, even though that's my squad, but let me know some of y'all predictions other than just y'all team. Make sure y'all put them in the comments. I'm going to be responding to hella comments. Keep running the numbers up. I really appreciate all the support. I'm going to start tuning back into more games per week. And then also I'm going to be responding to hella comments. So make sure that y'all hit in the chat. Make sure that y'all sub up. Make sure y'all like the video. I'm going to catch y'all what game is first? I'm going to catch y'all on the Bulldogs versus the Cowboys game. I'll see y'all then.